Mm. GM. What's good, my guy? What's happening?
GM pimps, how are we?
We good. We're back. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was all right. I was at my mother-in-law's. You know how that goes. We were hanging out. It was hot as fuck. It's like, I don't know, it was 120 in the sun it's at right now.
120 in like normal temperature measurement
In the
metrics that everyone
Fahrenheit,
understands. Okay.
120 in the sun right now in Fahrenheit. But you know, we got the
That's
beach, we got the
insane.
AC. So just fucking go swimming, go surfing, you fucks. Everybody, oh, it's so hot. Dude, welcome to the beach, bro. You want to go to the beach and it's fucking like Oregon coast? It's cold? No, of course not.
Yikes.
You want to wear a fucking
Um,
4 millimeter wetsuit to go surfing? That sounds terrible.
yeah, not happening for me. You may find me under like an umbrella on the beach with a gallon of iced tea, but I'm not doing that 120-degree weather. Not for me. I need
Yeah, the
to I
thing
need
here
to
is they got
condition
a whole
myself.
economy. They got a whole
I
economy on the beach, so you can just show up, get chairs, the umbrella, drink, food service, and it's not like it's as expensive. The chair's like $2, the umbrella's like two bucks. You know, beer's $1.50, something like that. It's not like a you know raped price.
not like in the States. Yeah, this weekend I was terminally online, but outside of premium specific stuff, Modern Warfare 3 came out, so I had to get back on the zombie grind.
I like it. I like the movement. I like how the guns carried over. I'm a fan. I'm waiting for a war zone, of course, but
It's gonna
yeah,
be the
I
same
like Call of
map.
Duty. Oh yeah,
Like the
same
map,
map.
the map you're playing zombies on is the
Mm,
Warzone map. It's pretty big. I'm a little disappointed
I like all
in
that.
the zombies, but I like the graphics. I enjoy the movement. It's much better than the last one. Um, it seems like they are, I don't know, trying to get back some of the gamers they lost with the aesthetic they're
Whatever they were
maybe
just
trying to
doing.
go for.
Yeah, whatever they were just
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I've been a long time Call of Duty player, like since the very beginning. Have every single one of them, and Warzone 2 is the first time I like stopped playing, mid season, and was just like, yeah, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. I'm done
But
with Counter Strike too. I haven't played in a long time now.
so you're done? You put hanging up the headgear?
Ah, yeah, yeah. It's too much, dude. Like, I don't know. I like watching the competitions and shit, but
Yeah.
actual like gameplay, the hit boxes were all fucked up. Like, Jesus Christ, it was terrible. My brother has them all like the skins, so I transferred him all the, dope skins, so he could be a holder of these amazing precious items. But yeah, I haven't played in a long time.
What I'm upset about is that the zombies feels like they just took DMZ. They exchanged all of the NPCs and AI with zombies and made it so that the other humans on the map are friendlies instead of, choosing whether they're going to be friendly or not. So
Mm.
it feels somewhat low effort, even though it's like really high quality and it's very fluid and like there's a storyline that it has for the game. It doesn't feel like they put as much effort into it as they did with the old school zombies, where each map was very intricately built. The newer maps in the traditional zombies like architecture, you could say, they had these like mini missions within them. If you think about like I'm trying to think of what it was called. It was like the giant castle that was all like in the it was all in the snow, and you could run around and like do these different missions to get power up bows, and the bows would do have different um, have different powers. Like one was an electric one was like a fire one, and it wasn't like it wasn't like that was known. You had to kind of figure this out, or you had to go and like scour YouTube or
Sure,
some
sure,
gaming
sure.
forum. But like there are always these like intricate like side quest Easter eggs that you could do from Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. And then I feel like they started trying to do these new like imaginative game modes for zombies, and they lost it. Like they lost the round based but pseudo story progressive like game style they had. And I missed that. But what I heard was that um, the next Black Ops to come out is going to be Black Ops 2 Remastered, in which they would bring back
Mm.
all of the old BO2 games.
I think the World War II one zombies was like peak. That was like peak for
The like OG, like
yeah, yeah,
the
like the original one, dude. Like 15 years ago type shit. That one was dope. The ray gun, all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
That was
those
like
are
peak for
fun,
me.
but BO2 Zombies was where it was at because they remastered like a bunch of the old original ones from World at War and the original Black Ops, I think. And then
Mhm.
they kind of upgraded like the graphics a bit for them, or they changed like little elements to them. But those ones I thought
Yeah,
were the
they
best
lost
were
it on that Infinity Warfare one. That I stopped playing that one. I stopped playing the Warzone 2 after Verdansk. That was like COVID, right? Then I was pretty much done.
everyone hated that Advanced Warfare one, but that was like I wasn't a fan of the zombie mode, but the gameplay on that was like one of my favorite new version Call of Duties. That was probably the only one where they broke away from their like traditional model of gameplay that I thought was really cool. Like I didn't love Ghost like a lot of people did. I haven't liked really any of the other ones they've dropped since. But that one I thought was fun and different because you could do like the boosts and kind of fly around a little bit.
What other games are you playing?
Uh, right now, I've got an 8-year-old dude, so I play a lot of Fortnite.
Oh, sorry. Did you get COD working on the studio?
No, not in the studio. We went back to I don't think that I don't know if it's in I didn't see it in the Steam store. Maybe I didn't maybe I just didn't see it. But yeah, I don't have COD running on the studio. And I actually moved back to I took back over the PS5. I sent him back to the PS4.
Going back, son.
Yeah, it's like get back, go back. Um, no, yeah, for zombies, so we could play split screen. I went back to the PS5, but yeah, in the studio, I run games through Nvidia's GeoForce. They have a if you pay for their
The cloud.
like for the ultimate package, they have a pretty I would put it up there. I would say that it's pretty comparable if you have a good internet connection to playing on console. Um, the part that drove me back to the gaming system though was that when they dropped the OG map for Fortnite, and you have 45 million people fucking playing,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
streaming streaming that game, uh, it doesn't work out so well. So yeah, went back for that, and then when MW3 dropped, I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna keep playing on console now because I can't play split screen fluidly with. Well, I can't play split screen at all in zombies, but I couldn't play any of these. I couldn't play zombies or any of the multiplayer games that like all my family was playing without getting lagged the fuck up. That's kind of the crazy thing though. Like my whole family plays Call of Duty. I like logged on the day after it came out, and there was like a
It
lobby
was
of 10
back. All
people.
the
Like,
friends were back.
dude,
Fuck yeah.
None of my friends were on. Funny enough, but like all of my cousins, brother-in-law, like little nieces and nephews, there were like literally like 15 people on, all from the family, like cycling out different games and playing. I'm trying to think what it's called. There's it's like a 4v4 game you can play. That's like um, a capture the
In the
flag style
arena.
game.
In the arena.
It's called like Choke Point, I think maybe. Yeah,
Hmm.
they were like playing two different groups of that, and it was just fun to see. You don't see. I haven't seen people on playing like that in a long time. But
It's good to be back.
yeah, other than that, I think I'm the only thing that's really gonna get me excited is GTA 6 whenever that drops.
What one are we looking at for that one? Like next year, right? 2 years? Hopefully not 2 years.
I think they said end of the year they're gonna release like an official trailer. So probably another year, 2 years.
Fuck. It's what, been 10 years since the other one?
There's what year is it? 2023. So we are. Has it been 10 years?
I think I'm getting old, bro.
Shit, it came out. It was out for PS4. So whenever PS5 came out, I remember they remade it for PS5 so you could play first.
September September 2013.
Damn. Yep. Been 10 years. Yeah, I remember they
And that game was
re-released
dope.
it.
10 years ago, that was like the fucking game, dude. That Red Dead Redemption, all those Rockstar games are always fucking good.
GTA 4 will still be the I think greatest Grand Theft Auto ever created. I was watching. There's been a lot of outrage recently because people have been bringing back up like old videos of GTA 4, and it's like uh, the current generation of people who are concerned about video games. It's like they don't know what that game is or what it was. Like they completely forget there was this like mature rated 17 plus sandbox that you could just like do whatever the hell you wanted in, and
Hmm.
so there was like a guy who gets a lot of attention in the GTA community that was like um, talking about how he hopes that in GTA 6 they allow you to like enter buildings again because like that's something that was missing from GTA 5, being able to just like free walk into buildings and kind of walk around. And the video clip he's showing while he's like talking about this is of like him going inside the hospital. If you played GTA 4, uh, everyone's been inside the hospital. It's a perfect choke point if you just feel like getting in a shootout and seeing how long you can last. And it just shows him going in and just like destroying every person that's inside there and starting to get into like a shootout with the cops. So like everyone who's watching this who has no context as to what it was like playing GTA 4 or what the premise of that game was, its rating are like freaking out. They're like, "What the fuck is this? Like you guys were just mass murdering people in video games? Like there are games where you were terrorists and it's causing a lot of
No, people are
outrage,
too
but
fucking
it's
soft,
quite
bro.
funny."
People are too fucking soft, okay? We used to say all kinds of shit that is not politically correct anymore. And I still say it, bro. I don't care. Like that's part of it, bro. Like that's life. I grew up in that world. That's my time. It's not racist, sexist, and anything derogatory, right? And people are just too soft for this fucking world. Like it's a fucking video game. Remember when they were like, "Oh, you're gonna play Call of Duty and everybody's gonna be a fucking mass shooter or whatever." Like, well, I guess maybe that happened in the states, right? But like, not every kid grew up like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a fucking mass shooter," you know? Like, dude, I remember I had like 100 hours on Game Boy something, Game Boy Advance,
Game Boy Advance.
uh, Pokemon Sapphire. I had 100 hours, bro, and maybe I'm aging myself there. You could figure it out. But my grandma was so fucking livid that I had 100 hours. She thought that like the devil was taking over my soul, and like that was it for me. Life was over. And now look at this, dude. Like 100 hours, you could do that a few days, bro. You know.
Yeah,
Like
my
how many
parents
people have
never
already clocked 100 hours on fucking COD,
they
already.
never limited like my access to or the amount of games. They knew that was kind of like outside of playing sports and like taking competing seriously, it was just games. So it was like I was either uh, going to practice and then I went to, like secondary practices slash like schools that were specific for certain sports. And when I was done with that, then I would come home and it's like do homework and then I'd play games. Like my parents never really fucked with me about playing games, um, because I was always active. I wasn't a kid that was like a complete incel that just went to school and came home and like buried myself in the basement. I,
Mm-hmm.
I went to school, went to like school practice, then went to another practice, and then I'd come home and yeah, they didn't fuck with me. But it's funny you brought up like the language side of it because in the new COD they will voice chat ban you. Um, they have like you know, uh, I don't know, some program they're using that is now analyzing all of the voice chat that's taking place, and if you're using inappropriate language in game, they will they'll slap a little one
They'll
week or
ban you,
2 week
right? Yeah.
voice ban. Yeah, it happened to my brother-in-law because like when especially when we're playing in like a small like closed group and it's just like us family, we we say all kinds of heinous shit to each other. We're like we're a bunch of guys yelling at each other who are related to one another. Um, and my brother-in-law got like I think a 2 week voice chat ban, and then my cousin did, and this was before I think they started this in MW2, like playing Warzone, and now it's obviously carried over. But he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, dude, you don't play anymore, so you don't know. But he's like, I toned it down a bunch because like you get voice chat banned, so like you can't talk at all.
No,
Um,
people are too fucking soft, dude. Go look at like Xbox 360 fucking lobbies on YouTube and like, dude, those fucking kids were going crazy, bro. Like that shit was insane, dude. Like
yeah,
people are too soft now. Like there's a level, of course, of you know, incompetence or like that's like a little too crazy. But like, oh, if you don't want to hear it, then just fucking mute them. You know what happened to
it,
freedom of speech, bro? No, I don't know, dude. Those kids are crazy, bro. Xbox Live, dude. Those kids are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I would have to go in and like just so I could like concentrate, I would have to go in and mute, half of the
Everyone.
lobby like off the get-go. Yeah, because it was just like yelling over each other, just repetitive slurs, seeing who can yell loudest over the other one.
And
And
when
you're
they
like,
were trying to pick the map, pick the map,
yeah,
it
and
was
you're like,
just
what the
fucking
fuck? You're
noise,
like,
dude.
how do I, like there's no easy way to just mute uh everyone back then. I don't think there was a mute all. Like individually
Yeah,
picking
no, it
like
was
who
individual, yeah.
you don't know who's saying it because every icon with the speaker is like going off. You're like, oh shit. Your little brother walks down, you're trying to mute people.
It's everybody.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
they
people
now
too
they'll
soft,
they'll
bro.
just now they'll just ban you. You don't have to, which I think is probably the best like thing they could have done. Like to moderate. It's just like, all right, you know what? Like if people are saying certain words in and they want to eliminate that from their proximity chat, uh like that's probably the best way to do it. Um you could also like disable it. Like I know if you have like I don't know, if you're letting smaller children play, you just fucking disable the prox chat and then you don't have to worry about that. Uh
Yeah, the proximity chat was wild, dude. Like yeah, people go fucking crazy, dude. But I don't know, just fucking let some people play. If it's like too crazy, sure, the AI could pick it up and cut you. But like, I don't know, there should be like a friends and family button.
they need to just get rid of the cheating. Like, all right, they got AI now that's like
Yeah,
banning people for words. Like, how? uh, My theory is that it's not that they can't do it, it's just allow it because the people that are cheating are the content creators, and if you don't have people making clips of them getting sick kill games that like that and posting them on YouTube, then no one's gonna watch and like be hyped about playing. So I think they let them cheat, but um, there's a lot of I see it in game. There's definitely
What
seen
happened to
seen
Ricochet,
some fuckery.
anti-cheat, or whatever the fuck it's called?
That stuff is such bullshit. It probably picks up if you're like running, like really blatant mods and scripts. But I know for a while, like you could still use the third party like hardware, like some of the plug-in stuff where you like plug some device into your like gaming system or
Yeah,
PC and
or
plug a
on the
controller in,
controller. On the controller, yeah.
and it would like essentially program like macros to your controller.
There was one that was like a rapid fire one, or you bought the modded controller and it made it like a modded rapid fire. So your pistol's just like, or the shotgun was just like, bah, 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 bah.
I was listening to some people talk about the new ones that they have now by Scuff, where they will for PC players, they'll just map the keybinds to the certain buttons, so that you can have it, like bunny hop on shoot or slide and cancel every time that you slide, like so that you can
That's
have
smart. I have one
these
of those, yeah. You just have to customize it.
yeah, extremely quick things. I don't fucking care that much, dude. Like,
No, I
you
have the
got
controller, the Xbox one with the buttons on the bottom, so my thumbs never leave the joysticks. So that's cool.
oh,
Slide, jump.
having paddles, yeah, having
Yeah,
paddles. I don't think
yeah,
is like
much better.
it's whatever. The fucking PS Pro controller has paddles on it now. That's
That's what it is, the
pretty normal.
Xbox Pro or whatever. Yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go, and it's totally life changing. The controller's game life changing for sure.
Just put it out there since we've been talking about gaming for the last 20 minutes. If you, if you, yeah, we said fuck crypto today. We're just talking about gaming. ETH's up, BTC is the same. so, so we said fuck
What's
it
he
here.
doing?
Let's talk video games. Um, yeah, I have like all of the pro controllers of the new gen that have come out, and the PlayStation one, if you're a PlayStation or PC player, I think is by far the best like feeling one in your hand. The Razer one has this like it looks really nice. It's built like an Xbox controller, and it has like tactile feedback in all the buttons. So when you press the buttons, they kind of feel like like when you click a mouse or click a
Hmm.
keyboard. Um, but they have this like weird fucking grip on the handles that after a little bit of playtime with it, it starts kind of wearing into your hand and like giving you like rubber burn.
Mm,
Um,
I'm not liking that.
so it was like a $200 fucking gaming hazard. That's what I would call it. Whereas the PS One is, you know, it's a PlayStation controller. It's the
Yeah, I
most
got that Xbox
beautifully
whatever
designed
Pro
controller
one,
ever.
the two one. That's the one that I got. It has all that you can tighten the fucking joysticks. You can make it, the trigger be long trigger or short trigger. If you're driving a car, if you're playing like first person, totally changes the fucking outcome of my gaming. I for sure gotten better. I picked up Alan Wake 2. Have you seen that one?
I've seen it.
Dude,
I
I was playing in a dark room, dude, and there was a deer that jumped out. It's like a jump scare. There was a fucking they made you do it, like a noise and a deer. And I'm like, dude, I'm not playing this shit in the dark, bro. I'm too scared. Too soft, bro.
Do you do any VR?
No, no, no. I'm not a VR. I'm not a VR guy.
The Resident Evil VR game is pretty jump scary. Um, I bought a Quest when those first came out. Well, Quest 2. So not when they first came out, but the last one. And
Hmm.
I used it a lot right away. The out of the box moment where you just have to play with it for a few days, and then it just sat on a shelf for like the last I don't know fucking year. And then the lady was like, I can't believe you bought that thing. You never fucking use it. It just sits there collecting dust. Like
You're like,
you
I
have the
was using
PlayStation
it.
1. I don't know why you bought that one. So I started using it again, and there's this meditation app called Trip that
Mhm.
hands down, even if you don't use any mind altering substances, is one of the coolest experiences that I've had the pleasure of taking part in. That is in a app that you could just use all the time. Um, you can like kind of select your the mood and like the environment that you want to have this experience in, and there are like different meditation sessions that you can do with it. But it's like unbelievable for people that have hard time sleeping. Like every night I've been putting that on, and I'll go through like two of those sessions, and when I take the goggles off afterwards, I'm like I'm ready to go right to fucking bed. And like that's totally not like me. Like I'm the kind of guy that's like I'm up till fucking 3, 4 in the morning every morning. Um, have to like listen to mind numbing, nature shit to fall asleep,
The
or
fucking whale noises.
no, like documentaries. Like I have to just like hear like monotone flow of information so that my mind doesn't wander. If I have something that I'm listening to that is like keeping me on track and like on one thing, then I'm able to tire my mind out. But if I don't, like music works too, but if I don't have anything, if I'm just in silence, it's like I don't know, like 100 different conversations going on in my head. Conversations
You got that
probably a bad word.
ADHD. Got
Yeah,
that
just like a hundred
ADHDs.
different thoughts, like and simulations playing out. I'm playing out different things in my head. So yeah, have to have something to help me focus, because focus will lead to tired, and tired, obviously to sleep. But these meditation things are really cool. I'd heard about it from a friend. He's like, if there's one thing you do in like VR, he's like, try like some of the meditation stuff. They're pretty trippy. The visualizations are cool, but they work. He told me that he was using them to help him fall asleep.
Might
So
have to
yeah,
get that, bro.
highly
Might have to do
highly
that.
recommend. Those are cool. Then there's other cool shit like if you like first person shooters. There's um, some ones that
I
work
did the
pretty
tightrope
well.
one time.
Tightrope one? Oh, where you're like walking
Yeah,
on the
you're
tightrope.
yeah, and you're all tripping out. You're like, what the
There's
fuck?
a rock climber simulation,
Mm.
and it actually looks like pretty pretty legit. Like I feel like if there's like it might be that the lenses need to be a little bit wider, but if it didn't feel like you were kind of looking through goggles when you wear them,
Hmm.
um, and it really like was all engulfing, then I think those would like probably be some of the more fun like apps to do. Um, but the fact that like I can kind of see that I'm like looking through, one of those like it's like when you go to a pier and they have those like binoculars you could pay a quarter to fucking, look out across the
Yeah,
ocean to
yeah.
see something with. Um, I feel like that's like, what you're doing in there, so like we need goggles that don't feel like they're a fucking helmet on your head.
Yeah, once you can like feel and see, and if there's any sort of smell, that's it, right? Like that's kind of what we've been wanting. That's like the top, right? Like when does it become like fully immersible? You know?
Well, some people say the Vision Pro is
Mm-hmm. We're getting
that
there.
first step. They make these now. Like if you play around with the new Quest, they make them pretty immersible. Where even in like your home environment, I guess you would call it, like
Mm-hmm.
when you first log in on those and you're kind of in your space, they have a pass-through mode, so you can like import your couch and import your desk, so that while you have the goggles on, if you want to sit down, you don't have to worry like, am I actually gonna sit down on my couch? Is that my footstool that's over there that I'm gonna trip over? Is that my coffee? Where's my coffee
Yeah,
cup?
it's like yeah, it's not like AR, but it's like yeah, you can be fully immersed or you can be in your space and set up like the virtual space, like
No, no.
you can
Now
have
they have it
multiple
where you can do both. Now that's what I'm saying. Now they've made it so that you can be in the virtual space, and what you can do is you can import,
the
not
black
not
couch.
like a, yeah, it's not like pass through where you're seeing the VR stuff and then like there's a real couch. They import it so like you have this now VR couch that's in the spot where your couch is in the room. So, you're not going to look and see your exact couch, but when you look back behind you, you'll see that there's a couch there that you can sit down on. If you're
Mm,
have the headset on at your desk and your desk is right in front of you, you can turn on that pass through and it will like import a VR looking desk in front of you, so that when you put your hands down, your hands are like right there on your desk, and like everything is where it should be, but looks like and kind of matches the VR aesthetic. And that shit I think is
loving
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah,
I'm
I
loving
was
that.
messing around with that the other day. But there's a couple people on CT who are pretty into VR stuff. I know that Nate Bag plays like MW2 and Pavlov like quite a bit, but he was featured on, I think, uh, Lucky Gaming was sharing. He's like, people are so bored right now. They're doing 360 no scopes in VR, and it was one of his like clips that he had where they were playing MW2 in VR, and he like hit this crazy 360.
Fuck yeah.
But that shit's like really cool. If you haven't played any of the like first person shooters that they have, depending on whether or not you have any accessories, like any of the gun kind of controller accessories, that
Hmm.
part feels a little odd if you don't. But other than that, like they're pretty fun.
The the Wii Fit attachments.
PlayStation had a fucking cool one. It looks like an assault rifle with like a little ball on the end of it, uh, for like the VR sensor. Um, but I had
I
like
remember the
a
camera. They had the camera, right? That was like the original one. You set
yep.
up the camera on your TV or whatever the fuck you had.
Yep. Then we went to Wii. That was like our parents' thing, the Wii Fit.
The Wii Fit board, dude. That was hilarious, bro. Remember doing some stretching,
Mom was
some
doing
push-ups.
yoga, Nintendo yoga.
Hilarious, bro. So good.
All right, what's going on in the markets, Marty? Let's talk about Bripto a
Nothing,
little
bro.
bit. Yeah,
Nothing.
we
Little
got
crypto.
we had a little brip, little almost two
Little
percent brip. ETH pushing
rip the other day.
2100. I'm
What do we got?
seeing.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh,
There was
look,
some
nothing.
wall.
No, just kidding.
Yeah. Look, absolutely nothing.
No,
1.6%. Oh,
yeah, we're back. No, you had what? ETH hit 21, Bitcoin 37, sitting under 37. Oh, I'm seeing like a lot of options activity into like 40K. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get into like 40. Um, that's okay with me. I'd rather trade 30 to 40 than whatever the fuck we were doing the last few months, right? It just seems like altcoin season, bro. Like
it's
you
on chain
had
season, baby.
on chain, you had the AVAX, 100% and since November 1st, 10 to $20. You had Soylana, the Soy Boys came out. All these things.
Mammoth's on
Filecoin's
the
up
rise.
12%. WorldCoin is 30% today. Tia, whatever the fuck that
Tia.
even does. Sui's up
Cosmos.
big time. Stuff like this. Soylana. Meme. Meme is up fucking 63% today. Like, the froth is back. So anybody trading on leverage, watch your shit. If you're gonna do anything, do it right. Don't over leverage, guys. And in the option space, like 40K seems about fair value. I picked up some 24 or 2000 to 24. Sorry, Jesus Christ, 2000 to 2400 ETH call spreads into the end of the year. I'm not looking really to sell any vol until we get the ETF approval, and then we're gonna have to wait and see the real flows. I wrote this in the Marty Monday alfalfa, but that's coming out later. The team just landed in Istanbul or something, so they're working on that. But until we see the real flows of these ETFs and see if people actually want to trade these fucking products, it's all hopium until we see the real flows, inflows and outflows for at least like a month.
Yeah, that happens a bit. You'll see a lot of you'll see this kind of like attention layer build up and become like a catalyst where everything starts picking up. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're so fucking back." And then
That's where I feel like
and
we're there. I feel
and
like we're there.
and then something happens with like, the approval catalyst and just everything's doom and gloom again. But I like it's hard for me to see that uh like an extension or denial of ETF filing like crushes the sentiment across the board. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe maybe that is the catalyst for us to like just get washed for a few months, um, going into the new year. But I don't know. It's hard for me to hard for me to be bearish. When I'm a bull at heart.
There's still catalysts coming. Yeah, there's still catalysts coming, right? No, we're just all awaiting to see the real flows. So if the flows are good and people actually want to trade this product, then it just becomes like a flywheel and just keeps circling. And then you have the Bitcoin halving, then you have the 2024 election, and if risk assets are back on, which dude, Microsoft hit like an all-time high. Like we're back. Like people are still waiting to get in, and I wouldn't chase this per se. Like I don't know. I think you could have bought like 2K or whatever we just hit, and still be up. Like I don't know if you're chasing this after like a year of literally the bottom was a year ago, right? The FTX collapse was like 16K Bitcoin. That was like the actual bottom. Then yeah, I'm not sure how to help you, right? Like you had a whole year. Yeah, you just had like a whole year, not to accumulate everything, but to at least be somewhat positioned. Like,
Get
what the fuck were
positioned.
you guys
Yep.
doing for the last year? Like, ETH was 1,000, it's doubled. Bitcoin was 16, it's over doubled. I'm not really like a
Totally.
meme coin player, so that's not like me, right? But you had like the whole year to be positioned at least in spot, and now I feel like you're just getting these people that are chasing this like so long at fucking $64. Like why?
Because
For
it's going to
what?
200.
Exactly. And like the bottom literally was $9 or something, and nobody wanted it at 9, and now everybody wants it at 55. Like you literally had the whole year, even it hit 9 to 33 in the summer, right? June or July of 30 something. So yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
that's the
Like
thing
if
though,
you're
right? Like
chasing this now, like
that's what separates the you could say the good narrative traders from those who aren't. Like people can give Ansem like all the shit that they want to, but everyone I think should give him his flowers for having conviction, uh dealing with, through everyone saying like, oh, the FTX overhang, oh, like the inventory they have to sell, oh,
Alameda, this,
yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah, like develop. Yeah, sure, there's good development, but there's like developer debt, and there's no liquidity. Like people who are standing by and kind of pushing the narrative that Solana will be a top competitor coming into the next season. Like they all made out like bandits, and they should get their flowers for having
Yeah, that was
conviction
the
all the way
trade.
at the
That was the
bottom.
trade.
Yeah, because the thing is that like that is something where it really is a truly like against the crowd trade when you have things that are serious concerns and not just FUD, like the inventory
Yeah.
that FTX has. Um, Not knowing like what type of, I don't want to call it hidden leverage, but what hidden inventory you could say there is, like like who may have to liquidate because of funds that they don't have available to them due to collapse of FTX or other institutions around that time. Um, there are a lot of unknowns, and yeah, now it's at what, 50 something, 60 something dollars.
I don't know
um,
why. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know why it's at $60, but I mean, if you're now trying to buy Solana at 60, like I think you're just asking. I mean, it goes to 60 to 70. Dude, it just went from 9 to 60. You guys already missed the whole fucking move, right? Um, I had it was like
well,
the
that's
other
what
day.
happens though. The majors move, and then it trails off into
Bro,
alts, and
everything
um,
else, and then we'll come back to the king, Bitcoin.
yep, and then it all floods back. Bitcoin sucks the life out of everything for a little bit, and then it
On the 10th,
stalls.
on the 10th, I took all my Stars Arena AVAX, which is like 12 AVAX, guys. It's not like I never play in the AVAX sandbox. I still don't get CP and X Chain. It still never will. Uh, don't expect anybody else to figure out what the fuck that means because I don't even know. And on on like the 9th or the 10th, it was like 12 AVAX or something, right? I literally moved it to OKX and just max leveraged all of it, right? I moved it all to USDC and then I max leveraged that. What was it? $100 or something, right? Max leverage, whatever it was, like 20x or 15x, and just long AVAX because I was like, Solana moved, ETH has moved, Bitcoin has moved, all these other ones have moved, and AVAX hasn't moved. And then we popped to like whatever it was, 20. I got out at like 16 or 17, but $12 to $16. It was like $100. That fucking turned into something. But yeah, imagine you were in this Solana trade for how long has Ansem been in this trade? A year? Seriously, right? Like at least the greater part of this year that he's been talking about it
Yep,
and
yep.
just accumulating. And now it's, $60. Like I wouldn't be chasing this though. This whole move, I wouldn't be chasing anything. I would just be doing some spot accumulation or some options that you think have like a better payout. I don't know, like, oh, I think Bitcoin's going to hit 40K by the end of the year. You could do some butterfly and put out, I haven't even looked, but you could probably get a 5 to 10x, if it hits. Like there's some more complex payoffs that you can put on to express your view that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to put a lot of money out on the table to get a high return. That was a lot of words just to say there's other ways to make money than just leverage trading.
Free alpha spread soon. Marty, give us some. Since we've spent the last, I don't know, 35 minutes talking about video games, and we probably lost some of the crypto viewers. Give us some alpha on what you're releasing on the Monday alpha later.
The Monday alfalfa. On Mondays we try to keep it short because people's attention span. They got those Monday meetings. Nobody's fucking paying attention, right? So really just covered the Greeks' live largest trades, which they did 81, 82 million notional in the last 7 days. And when you compare that to Paradigm or something, it's not absolutely insane, but flows are flows. But we're really seeing people nibble on some ETH exposure into November. People on the are picking up like 40K calls. And overall, dealers are short, basically short gamma from here to like 42K. So if we start getting into like 40, 42K, there could be some fireworks. When dealers are short gamma, they're short options. They have to go out and buy spot to keep their deltas or spot or perps or futures. But spots, let's keep it spot for now. They have to buy spot to keep their deltas flat to keep their book even. So when there's buying pressure. This is where you get this gamma squeeze, and everybody, oh, the gamma squeeze. There's always fresh gamma to be squeezed. Blah blah blah. But let's just say we get into 40, 42K. There could be some fireworks, a little blow off top. That's kind of what we had the other day. Like dealers were short like 30, 30 to 34, something like this, 30 to 32 mostly. And we just ripped right through, right? We just hit
Yep.
35K. Like you just get this like explosive move where people are trying to cover, and then you have all the retail and everybody else trying to catch up, and everybody, floods in. So we could see some more fireworks. I don't. Last year, or 2 years ago, I don't know. I always traded this number like 40.7K. I wouldn't be surprised to see like 40.7K be like another. This is like my magic number for like a long time. I'm not sure why, but go look back at 40.7K specifically on like the weekly or daily, and it always held some power if we're looking at like a TA outlook. Back to the newsletter. Got the Greeks Live largest trade, has the IVRV. We have the gamma exposure from Bitcoin and ETH, all the way from I think 20 to 60K on Bitcoin. People are nibbling like 50, 55K calls just in case this thing really does go, fucking parabolic. Those guys will cash out fucking big. And mainly I've been focused on the last two newsletters. I've been focusing on the 30-day correlation chart or graph that we do. Last one, I guess 2 weeks ago, I highlighted that the Bitcoin ETH correlation was literally like in fucking free fall, and that ended up being the bottom. I was like, oh, just watch out for this. It was like 0.052 ETH to Bitcoin, and that was the actual bottom. So that was a good call. There was like a lot of binary options going around in chats, and people were trying to, the market makers were trying to entice people into putting on these trades. And one of them was if ETH Bitcoin is 0.059 within 30 days, just a touch, just has to touch it, then it's a 10x. So minimum clip was 10K and you could get 100K. And go look at ETH Bitcoin. It's really fucking close to, off the lows.
We are so back, baby.
We're back for now. Risk assets are fucking back, right? We have CPI and PPI this week.
Layer 0 airdrop soon. Give us the tokens, Brian.
We need all the tokens. We need more tokens, bro. We see more
That's
tokens.
a rumor. Nothing confirmed. But
I see ads already on Twitter. They're already starting ads.
We're just joking. Yeah. It's most of us just like memeing. Like I just
No, but I'm saying there's scammers, doing ads.
Totally.
Yeah. Love that. Love to see that. So that's what I'm seeing. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see 40K. I wouldn't be surprised to see all this keep going. Seeing all this keep going up while we're awaiting an ETF approval. We're building up all this hype. We're building up all this hopium, and it would just be funny to see the bubble pop if nobody actually wants to trade these fucking products, right? Because futures products, like go look at Bitto. It's actually like the worst fucking product that you ever. It's like literally designed to go to zero. It pays a dividend. Bitto pays a fucking dividend. It's designed to go to zero, and people are trading this shit like for the long term. It's a short term product that you should be trading, not a long term. It's like one of those like leverage VIX ETFs. It's literally meant to go to zero. Go look at those fucking leverage VIX ETFs. It's just fucking down and to the right. So Bitto is like one of those same products, and we just don't have a real product, and that's the spot ETF, for institutional or for people to trade. What's interesting to see is that CME is picking up, is like the largest open interest or volume, one of the two. I don't want to get it totally. I don't want to fucking butcher it, but yeah, futures open interest. It's like fucking 4 billion right now. Bitcoin. There's like all time high. No, all time high is almost. What's all time high? 5. Ooh. So CME's carrying it. The BTC premium's like 8 now. So if you bought GBTC in January, let's say the beginning of the year, the discount was like 50%, and it's closed that all the way to today is 9% or something, 10%. Like that's absolutely insane, right? And I was talking to this, you probably know him. He's on Twitter, Ram. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm
Yep.
gonna butcher it, but
Yep.
he
Nauer.
he he was no, not that guy, a different guy. He runs
Mm.
fuck, I'm gonna butcher it. But anyways, I'll find the guy. I don't want to fuck it up. He was like, he's just been balls long ETH, right? The grayscale products because he just bought when the discount was like 60% in January. And now the discount is like, I don't know, same shit, like 10%. Like
Mm-hmm.
the price has
Yep.
gone up and the discount has closed in. And that was like the best trade ever. And he's, cash for, in the money, cash free. Like, I was like, I just asked him, like, oh, so you're just balls long ET? He's like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, you don't have a hedge, you don't have anything? He's like, no, I just went all in one day at a time. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's some fucking, some balls. Dude, I want to say it's like Lumia Finance. I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm totally gonna fuck it up. But anyways, good guy. Ram.
Good
That's
guy.
a good guy. Good
It's a
guy.
good guy. Good calls. Got a good discount.
Gotta get literally just
Hell of a
buys the
discount.
fucking discount. Yeah, I think he lives
Hell
in
of,
New York or some shit too. So
hell of a
that makes
discount this
sense.
guy got. Always looking for the deals.
It's like a used car
all,
salesman. Got all the discounts.
all edge, no hedge.
All edge, no edge. Yeah, dude, that guy's just all in one day at a time, dude. So good.
All right, I gotta pop off. I got a meeting I gotta get on to. But thank you everyone for joining us. Marty, always a pleasure.
Later,
Uh,
pimps.
we'll be back on Wednesday to talk about more video games and crypto. Later, pimps.